So tell me, how to be a millionaire, trillionaire, gazillionaire. Welcome everybody to an episode of Savage Crypto. Here with me, your one and only superhero of cryptocurrency, ye old Suppoman. In today's episode, I am going to be answering the question, should you be spending $1,000 today on this hot, high potential, very hyped altcoin? I have been getting tons of requests to cover this particular altcoin today, and I am going to review it Savage Crypto style. I have been seeing some cryptocurrency YouTubers talking about it, and it looks a little bit shilly. None of them really give any negatives about this coin. So I am going to really properly put it through the Suppoman Savage review process so that you can see, is it a worthwhile investment today? Now before I talk about it, smash up ye old likes, smash them up with vigor because the money is back. Also press that subscribe button if you haven't already. Is my microphone on? Yes it is. So you can hear me, I hope. Let me just see and make sure that I is live. Yeah, I am live. So that is good. Good. People are excited. Ready to go. Do you remember the other day when this market cap said when it said 292 billion? Well, since that point, literally 3 days ago, it is now 334, a $40 billion increase. The volume is exceptional. Bitcoin has gone from 9,600 or so back to near $12,000, and it has brought up some altcoins. Now, at the same time as bringing up the altcoins, the Satoshi value is largely better than it has been over the last few days, that it has been going above 11,000. ADA, in fact, is way cheaper than I bought it the other day, but I'm still happy at the price I bought it at, may still buy a bit more. These are the big gainers today in double-figure gains. Crypto.com, Stratis, Walton Chain, Hypercash, Tezos. Let's have a look and see what's not doing so well. Ren I've never heard of. People have been saying, Suppoman, cover Ren. Don't know what it is. I will have a look at it. MadeSafe Coin, Metaverse, Maximind, Chainlink. Well, Chainlink has had quite a big rise recently. But a cryptocurrency that has been absolutely smashing it of late is this one. Quant Network. Now, I have had a very brief overview of it, but I didn't properly give it its dues. Now, literally, just under a year ago, you could have got this for about 24 cents. And since then, it has had a magnificent rise to $8.79. Is it only going to grow from here? Or has this been wildly exaggerated? Is this due to fall, and rightly so? That is what I'm going to be discussing in today's episode. So, let us get on with the show. Tell me. Right, so, Quant Network. Let us put through the Savage analysis. So what I'm going to be doing is looking at the positives, why you may want to invest, the negatives, why you may not want to invest, and then finally give it a star rating out of 5, the strengths and weaknesses, and am I going to invest? And even if I do or don't invest, what strategy could you take with it? So, what is Quant Network in a nutshell? In a nutshell, it's a way of having multi-chain dApps, or maps as they are called via Quant Network. What that means is instead of having dApps that run on an individual blockchain, like for instance an EOS dApp or a Tron dApp or an Ethereum dApp, you can actually just have a general dApp that works across all via DLT connectivity. And what I mean by DLT is distributed ledger technology, not just blockchain, cross-chain connectivity, but DLT. So this works not only with blockchain, but also with DAG infrastructure as well, like IOTA and Hashgraph. And this is really a tool for devs and enterprise. So indie devs, people that just want to create a standalone app, make some money, or enterprises that actually want to create blockchain dApps, like a lot of the enterprises that we see in CoinMarketCap. Now, as with everything, this is not financial advice. This is my own personal opinion, my own personal analysis. This is my own judgment. So you can agree, you can disagree. It's up to you. But what I'm going to present to you is what I have found out about it, good-wise, negative-wise, and allow you to really make a educated investment decision, not just based on a lot of the shilly reviews out there that I've seen. So, let's start with the positives. So the first positive is they have created a patented operating system called Overledger. Now, Overledger is essentially what enables the cross-chain interoperability and enables people to build maps with Quant Network. Okay, so Overledger is the technology. Now, what that enables for developers is broader technology for them to utilize for making dApps. So they have limitless possibilities. They've got unlimited cross-chain interoperability, which allows them to not just have, let's say, the founder of EOS Bet or Tron Bet. Okay, those are for the individual blockchains that they have created it for. But what if they just had Bet or Blockchain Bet or Ledger Bet or something like that? And it can operate across all of them. So it gives the independent developer the ability to create a dApp that can be used across blockchains and be able to get revenue from those blockchains. So it gives them freedom. They are not tied to one blockchain. They are not tied to one dApp infrastructure. They can be used across all of them. And again, indie developers and enterprises. Now, currently, they have got cross-chain interoperability with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple blockchains, and Hyperledger. And in the future, they are building for IOTA, Hashgraph, Redbelly, which is essentially an industrial-grade blockchain, industrial-grade thousands, hundreds of thousands of transactions per second. So, they are building for interoperability between all types of ledger technology that exists in the crypto world. Now, they have got an infrastructure layer. That infrastructure layer enables protocols to connect to other protocols. So, ledger protocols to just connect to another. But not only that, they also enable legacy system connection. So, let's say any normal business that have got an antiquated system they've been putting data on, they can connect that legacy system to the Quant Network Open Ledger. So, this enables essentially for them to have complete freedom and unlimited potential instead of being just literally siloed to one blockchain, one type of technology. Now, the utility of the token. At the end of the day, what gives demand and therefore people buying it is utility for the actual token. So what can you do with the Quant token? So it gives you access to the multi-chain dApps. It also provides as a dev licensing fee or a platform fee for indie devs and enterprises using the platform. It's also used for security, cyber security, to protect against denial of service attacks, and it's also used for gas, which is what Ethereum's primary use is for. So as you can see, quite a wide extent for the token utility. What else? So they have got partnerships which give them a high amount of credibility and therefore value. So they have got SeaChain. SeaChain is a very large company that is a quite impressive, in my opinion, partnership. Oracle, Amazon. Now the Amazon partnership is a little bit questionable. It is essentially a service that you can pay to be advertised on. So is it a partnership or is it not? Well, either way, they are making progression as a project and trying to be literally as visible as possible on big platforms like Amazon. And then Pay.uk. Now, Pay.uk are responsible for the movement of $17.5 billion worth of cash. So you can see already that they have got names that people know of, and these partnerships have given them a great deal of price rise recently. That's why we have seen such a megarific price rise between 24 cents and $8. In fact, $9 as recently as yesterday. Now, their CEO has got a wide amount of experience in governmental departments. So he's worked, I believe, with the Australian department. He's also worked in the UK department, HM Treasury. He has been a Chief Information Security Officer and a Chief Technology Officer within these Treasury departments. He also founded, apparently, the ISO TC 307, which is a blockchain standard which he founded in 2016. So he has apparently good knowledge of legal and governmental and blockchain and how they can work together to produce a quality standard. Because that's what ISOs are, they're quality standards. And he's got a team of 23 that work within Quant. So they've got multiple offices. I believe they've got a couple in Europe, and they're going to be opening, I believe, 2 more offices. I think one is going to be in the US in time. But they do seem to have breadth, a lot of cybersecurity, and a lot of developmental knowledge within that team. Now, they have got an MVP. An MVP is obviously going to add credibility because it's not just on a wing and a prayer, it's not on a fancy white paper. It is actually got something that you can download and apply and see if it works. And it has been tested. So this is available to download on their GitHub. Part of it's open source, which enables the developers to be able to get essentially the SDK, be able to start building for, essentially to build for multi-chain. And it's part permissioned. Okay, so part is proprietary to Quant Network. Now currently, this is fluctuating a lot today, but currently it's around about 86 million market cap, so it makes it a small cap. Not quite nano cap, and it's at the very beginnings of small cap. Now today it has been, I think again this has changed, but it has been 74,000 sats. Now that makes it the equivalent of $2.50 back in February. So if you've held Bitcoin since February, and you haven't yet bought any Quant Network and you wanted to, essentially you're getting it for the same sats price as what it was when it was $2.50 back in February. Now, at 86 million market cap, this puts it at 11x, having 11x potential, because OneChain at its best was a $1 billion project. So to rival OneChain, which is a very similar project, it has got 11x available for it. So it's not bad in terms of gains. And then lastly, it's not on any big exchanges yet. It is on Bittrex, it is on Upbit, but the rest are non-exchanges really, like COS and Coin Exchange. Like it's not on Binance, it's not on Bitfinex, it's not on Bitstamp, it's not on Coinbase, it's not on any really of the top 6, 7 exchanges, except for Bittrex. So that gives it the potential that should it be listed on one of these exchanges or all of them, then it could dramatically spike from where it is. So it sounds great, right? This all sounds amazing. Technology sounds great. Why didn't you pick this up, Suppo, much earlier? So let's have a look at what are the negatives of this. So first things first, is the tech slightly exaggerated? Is Quant Network being hyped by the community not fully understanding how it works? So essentially, what I have been looking at is Quant Network a transfer of value between blockchains like Fusion, like OneChain, or is it literally just getting a load of hashed data and deciding what blockchain to apply it to and then applying it? Now, my research tells me that this is multi-blockchain data hashing. So what they are essentially doing is they are getting the information and they are applying it to the blockchain with no actual transfer of value. Now, how OneChain would differentiate from Quant Network is that they essentially create a proxy token which acts as an insurance policy when you are sending one currency to another blockchain. So that essentially enables for that transfer of value to take place. And from what I have seen, that is not what Quant Network is. So therefore, it's not a transaction of value between blockchains. It's just simply collection of data hashes, which is just applied to a blockchain, and that's how they have the connectivity. So is that actually just over-egging the technology? Is it actually not as special as people think it is? Well, that is something that I post to the Quant Network community, and for them to disprove that. Bear with me. I've just had some retarded stuff happening. So I posed that to the Quant community. It's near its all-time high. At near $8.90, it is near its all-time high of $9.67. Now, it has had a lot of strong hype. When I've been tweeting about this on Twitter or even posting on Facebook, everybody's saying Quant Network, Quant Network, Quant Network. All I can hear is QNT, QNT. And it's just a lot of strong hype at the moment. A lot of people buying into it. A lot of people like dumb money and investors and retail investors buying into the hype of it because it is growing. And that increases the risk of burn. Now, whenever I invest in any cryptocurrency, I make sure that I invest an optimal trade entry. So once it has had a big rise up in value, it's had a lot of dumb money or retail investing money going into it, I wait for a 60% retracement before I get in. And if I don't get in, then I don't invest. And I miss the train and I don't care about it. So, in my opinion, buying on its way to or near its all-time high means a high risk of burn. At the same time, it could actually be the beginning of the rise. You never know. But do you want to take that risk is the question. Competition and ability to grow. Now, currently, it is the leading cross-chain interoperable project out there. So, OneChain is about $35 million market cap. Fusion, roughly the same. Aeon, roughly the same. LTO, way down on that. So, actually, there is more potential for gains on a lot of these cryptocurrencies that actually have transfer of value, actually have cross-chain interoperability, have been established for a while, have got established communities, and yet are down in market cap. Also, LTO. Now, although they haven't necessarily got the cross-chain interoperability, they are business, private, public blockchains. So, again, good opportunity potentially in a like-for-like competitor. So do you want to be going into something right now, today, $1,000 into something that has already risen? Do you want to be putting your money into something that could burn you and may not have the high potential for gains as its competitors? Also, it has got high competition anyway. So it's not a first mover. It's not necessarily the first of its kind. It hasn't got any of the big 8 crypto VCs in them. Now, the others, you know, especially OneChain and Aeon and LTO, they have all got venture funds, well-known venture funds backing them. You know, we cannot see Fenbushi, NGC, Arrington XRP. We can't see any of the big 8 invested in Quant Network, which to me suggests that it is really pumped by retailers right now. And there may be some institutional money, but it's certainly not being networked about by the big whales that are connected with the big VC funds. So, and this could be another reason why they are not on any of the big exchanges yet, because they don't necessarily have the funds to afford it or the contacts to be able to speak to the right people. So this again poses question marks and again is something to consider. And then last of all, they have a good team, but not an outstanding team. So what I typically look for, particularly in 2019, is I look for people that are qualified, either have been to Ivy League universities doing computer science or doing a tech-related degree, and at the same time have had some experience working with a project like a crypto project or similar business. That is what I don't see necessarily in the team. It's a good team. They've got great experience, great development and cybersecurity experience. But is it outstanding? No, not in my opinion. It's not outstanding. Also, I've put Master of None. What I've seen is they have also got a couple of other products. They have got Atlas, which is open banking network, which is meant to be like a cross-chain banking network. I think it's meant to operate similarly to Ripple or XRP. And then they have also got Go Verify, which is I think it's another cybersecurity product that they are offering as an add-on to businesses. I think this is to help with emails and fraud, ID fraud and things like that. So it's almost like they're not trying to concentrate on just being great at one thing. They're offering other things. And does that mean they're a bit of a master of none? I don't know. I would rather they were a master of just one thing and doing it well if I was going to invest. So that, I believe, concludes a very balanced review on what Quant Network is. So what is the final scores on the doors? So final rating, I am going to give this a 4 out of 5. This is quite a gem, actually, that I am disappointed that I didn't fully research before. It's got a lot of things going for it, but at the same time, it's got some things not necessarily going for it. So whilst I give it 4.5 stars, I would say that the strengths lie in the tech, the team, and the utility. Okay, so they've got a good team. They have got multiple use for the actual token, and the tech is actually good in terms of what they open out for developers and enable revenue streams. The quality of the tech compared to OneChain is questionable, but it does have good freedom and other routes, other avenues for revenue for developers. Weaknesses is its current price, lack of VCs to me, I always invest in VC-funded projects. Okay, so this is a big no-no for me in 2019. And also, it has been extremely hyped. Now, everybody thinks that hype is never going to end. Everybody thinks that always right. They think, oh, it's hyped. It's going to go to $20, $50, $100. Get in now. They have got a low supply, so it does enable, if they've got high demand, then it does enable, with the economics for the price to be able to grow up quite quickly, as we have seen it has done. But is there going to be an end to the hype? Is there going to be something else? This is going to eventually be yesterday's crypto. And what happens when that happens? So, am I going to invest? No, I'm not. Now, I may invest, in fact. It should kind of be no stroke maybe. If this was to dramatically fall, then I may invest in it. But for it to dramatically fall means it's probably lost its glamour and it's probably been too late to get the gains. I believe the gains have already been made. The train has already been caught much earlier on. And today, I'm not really interested in it. So, yes, it probably could give you, a 2x in time, maybe a 3x in time. But I am looking at projects with much lower market caps and much more explosiveness. So am I going to invest? No, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have to invest. And if you were going to invest, really, I would suggest a hodl strategy with this, because the money's been made for a flip, the money has been made for swing trading, and really, it's more a case of doing what Chainlink did. I mean, it took them kind of 2 years to really explode. So, it could be one to hodl if you were interested. But that is my personal opinion. Now, as with everything, what I want to do is I want to gain your views on Quant Network. Having heard all the facts, all of the analysis, I want to see, do you think that Quant Network is worth investing in? So, let's have a scores on the doors. Yes, no, yes, no. I am interested to see what you've got to see. Now, I will not be surprised if I get a load of dislikes for this video. I would just expect that I will get dislikes for this video. So, just carry on. Carry on. At the end of the day, you've got to be true to yourself, and you've got to look at the facts and not necessarily be blinded by the fact that there are a lot of people that are very bullish on it. And there are reasons to be bullish on it, don't get me wrong, but there are also reasons to not necessarily be so bullish on it. So, yes, no, yes, no. I want to see what you guys have to say. I want to see if it's I would spend $1,000 or I wouldn't. Let's have a look. So no, yes, no. Quant stamp somehow. Yes, nope, no, no. Quant's promising. I think the trainer's left. I'm not investing now. Yes, buy. Not for me. No. No. Yes. So essentially, I would say it was kind of like 30% on a, being nice. 30% yes, 70% no. And I would probably say that if I was bringing you this today and it was 24 cents, it'd probably be a hell of a lot more yeses. But the train's kind of already left. Now it's a case of, when is the train going to crash and burn? So if we have a look, and see on the Fibonacci thing, then what I would really be looking at, spotting for a buy-in zone, is around about this, kind of 46 or so thousand sats if I was going to be interested in getting in. But the train, in my opinion, is already left, and it's really just containing the people that got in very early and are probably going to make a lot of money from it. But the money isn't there to be made now, in my personal opinion. It may come back to bite me. I've not been always 100% right, but there we are. Now, let's have a couple more questiones. I'd be interested to see what you guys think. So tell me. By the way, that is from ABC, back in the 80s, that video. So, no, it's already pumped. Super, are you buying Bitcoin on this run-up? No, are people buying Bitcoin on this run-up? Yes, because what's happening is essentially Bitcoin is draining the alts, because people are kind of thinking, well, there's a lot of bullishness around Bitcoin at the moment, and I think people have gotten impatient of waiting for a altcoin run. People are thinking altcoin season's just not going to happen yet, and Bitcoin's going to go up before alts go up. And I don't necessarily disagree with that, because I think that alts will go up once the FOMO comes in to the market from new investors. And until that happens, really the institutional money is going into Bitcoin. And particularly with the news, the very recent news, the TD Ameritrade arm that have been recently granted the Bitcoin futures, Bitcoin settled futures, along with the one the other day, I can't remember, Ledger X, then, we are seeing Bitcoin really having the attention and therefore the investability. So it's rinsing altcoins. People are selling their altcoin positions because they're thinking, well, I would rather put money into an appreciating asset than one that's depreciating at the moment. And I don't disagree with that. But like I have said in many videos on my personal approach is making sure that my portfolio is ready for anything. Okay, so it's not a portfolio that I've got to be obsessive over charts, obsessive over the price movements and thinking, right, I better sell this to buy this at any given time. No, right? I had enough Bitcoin for when the Bitcoin bull run happened, which has happened. It could still have some life left in it, taking us to potentially 14, 17,000 probably at best. But really, the growth opportunity is in the altcoins, and my portfolio, just like it was with Bitcoin, is sat there patiently waiting until it happens. And I'm happy to wait as long as it takes. Any sing others? Ethos pumping today. Well, it's Independence Day, isn't it, today? And I believe that we are 5 days away from Ethos's big kind of AMA. So I think that the run-up is probably going to start happening with Ethos now. I have to admit, I'm slightly excited about Ethos. And I did say the other day when Ethos was about 9 cents that it may be a very good high-risk investment, but it is very high risk. Could end up burning you completely. But I do think that the potential run-up and the buying the rumour, sell the news thing is going to happen with Ethos. And hopefully they will deliver something really powerful and impactful that actually makes the sell-off, like the sell the news, not quite so drastic. Libra killed all the alts. Libra is going through the motions right now. Facebook have got some scores to sell. They've got some I's to dot, T's to cross. So we've got to see how that goes. But yes, I mean, Libra, I can't deny the fact that Libra did make me feel slightly deflated on some alts that I hold. Alright, so I've got a question here. Well, it's not really a question, it's more a point. You need to do a lot more research on Quant, in my opinion. I mean, you can research forever and ever, but really, you have to boil it down to what is the investable qualities and the not so investable qualities. And I think without delving too much into what would be boring, I think that I pretty much got the nub of it. And I did look into Quant with some enormous detail. I would say that what you saw in my Savage review is a lot more than what you see with most of the shilly reviews that are only talking about the good points. So yes, I would just say that at the end of the day, it's my own personal opinion, and everybody's got an opinion. So a lot of people I can see in the chat right now are saying Quant's great, Quant's this. You'd be stupid. You have a low IQ not to buy Quant. But we will see in the end who actually is correct. Because buying at this point here is an extremely high risk. Yes, it is top 100. Yes, it has got potential growth ahead of it. Yes, it could list on other exchanges. It could get more partnerships. But at the end of the day, it also seems like something that is quite retail-led. And something that's quite retail-led means it's got the best potential to actually crash. Because it's not propped up by institutional money. As soon as Quant starts going down in price, dramatically, all of a sudden everybody could leave the ship. And then, like with credits, I mean, Quant kind of reminds me of credits in the respect that it's a community coin. A lot of people are very bullish and do not want to be criticized on investing in credits like they do in Quant. And that means that when it has the fall, it could be a drastic fall that it finds difficult to ever get out of again. And not only that, but the partnerships again, a bit like credits. I'm not comparing Quant with credits. I would say that Quant is far more higher quality. But I would say that sometimes I think that things are exaggerated a bit just because retailers get a little bit too excited. And it could actually be the death of a cryptocurrency if it's too retail focused and too retail propped up. I'll take 2 more questions. I don't want to make this too long. Press the wrong thing. Let me have a look and see on my YouTube. 28 minutes. Okay, so I will take 3 more questions. Is Cardano better than Ontology? No. I wouldn't say Cardano was better than Ontology, but I would definitely say that Ontology, certainly at the moment, has more potential than a coin in its area like Neo. But, you know, I think what I like about Ontology at the moment is you can actually stake it. You can't necessarily stake ADA. But as far as global potential is concerned, as far as tech is concerned, I do think that ADA has it. And I think that's reflected really in its position on CoinMarketCap. Give us a gem below 30 million. Tell me. I will do that at some point. I won't do it today. Actually, you know, looking at Quant, and Quant, you know, I would encourage you really to have a look into Quant anyway. Not necessarily to invest in it, but really just to get an understanding of the technologies that are coming out there. Because there is a new narrative coming out soon. Okay, if you are following me on Twitter, then I did actually name drop a cryptocurrency the other day that is a new narrative in scaling, in blockchain scaling. And I think it's going to be big, and I think it's going to come out at a small market cap. I think my emphasis at the moment is getting involved in new narratives, not old narratives, not like an old coin with a 30 million market cap or less. I want to get into something that has not yet had the boom. Something, I guess, a little bit like Quant, that starts off small and has all this potential for growth. And it is coming out soon. I will review it soon. And if you're not following me on Twitter, then you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot, kid. So anyway, yeah, follow me on Twitter. See what I have spoken about. But yes, I think that the cryptocurrency that I have put on there, I think has a really good amount, an insane actually amount of growth ahead of it, and is a very good narrative. I'd actually encourage you to look at Lisa Marie's videos as well. She's in the chat. Click on her name. Have a look at her videos. You will see. One more question. Karan, good to see you, Karan. Actually, I haven't even done any shout-outs. So we have got Lisa Marie, Crypto Preaching Pedro, Michael McGraw. We've got Karan, obviously. Trickstar TV. We have got MIA. Angie's in the house. Chrissy's in the house. Dilip. SBM Gen Z. I haven't looked into Beaksy Exchange, to be absolutely honest. You know, I think that my investment strategy is not really aligned anymore with the typical retail investor's strategy. A retail investor will be looking at shit coins, and I will only be looking at potentially VC-funded coins. So I am talking about, you know, Bitmax, LTO, Harmony, Elrond, Algorand. Yeah, I'm talking about real high quality. I'm not talking about shit. Like, what I'm like hoping to get you guys out of the mindset is get out of the mindset of shit coins. Too many of them. And yes, there is a lot of dumb money and delusion that will take the values up. But are you necessarily getting into coins that are going to give you long-lasting or even short-lasting multiples on your investments? And a lot of these shit coins just won't. Like, just get your head out of the fucking sand. Rant over. But, yes, I would say that really you want to be concentrating on the ones that are VC funded, that are big 8 VC funded, because these are the guys that at the moment have been making waves. The ones that have been able to market, be able to get institutional investors. That is the key thing. When institutional investors see that a cryptocurrency has been big 8 backed, it's a little bit like Silicon Valley. You know, when they were looking at like the Instagrams, the Snapchats, the Yo apps, the apps that get, you know, Series A funding from a big venture, from a big Silicon Valley venture capitalist, they tend to draw a lot more institutional interest and more people get into it, more people invest in it. And it's the same in cryptocurrencies. Getting smarter, people. Don't get into shit coins, please. Ones that are propped up by retailers have the greatest opportunity and chance of burning you. So, I think that is it for today. I think I have gotten quite a few excellent questions. So, and I think that you guys have been... I think that you guys have been smart in terms of what you guys have said as far as your what you would do if you were if you were posed with the question, should you spend $1,000 on this coin today, yes or no? That you've been quite smart with what you've said. That gives me a warm heart today. Makes me feel so special. So I'm glad you guys are learning, but my job is not done yet. You know, we are in the second stage of cryptocurrency evolution. Yes, Bitcoin and altcoins have died and come back, But we are now entering a smart era of cryptocurrency. One where certain coins are designed to do well and other coins will be lucky if they do well. So, I am looking to bring you into this century, into this new era, for goodness sake, because that is where the money-making opportunities are going to be. Not investing in shit coins, shit exchanges, just overall shit cryptocurrencies that are out there that are being hyped by retailers that haven't necessarily got a clue. So, people, thank you for joining me for another episode. I love you all. This is your one and only Suppoman and superhero of cryptocurrency signing out. It is lights out, all out.